welcome to a video that I've never filmed before, but one that I thought could be useful as a British person living in Australia. I thought this would be interesting from an outsider's perspective and also for people that are potentially looking to move to Australia or people that are just nosy like me, to be honest. So this is what I spend in a week living in Melbourne. I'm going to cover Monday to Sunday, a working week, so there's nothing particularly special about this week. There's nothing like crazy going on. It's just Monday to Friday at work, and then all of the like social activities I would do and a weekend with my friends, which seems to be the routine that we've kind of like fallen into here in Melbourne. So without waffling on, I'm just going to get straight into it. We're going to flash back to Monday when this video begins. Let's go. This video is going to be quite hard, guys, because a lot of you are going to be watching the UK and everything is going to be in dollars. I'm going to put the conversion rate on, but just for the sake of before I do that, basically everything is about half, give or take a little bit more. I think I might get some watermelon, but this is too expensive. I might buy an actual watermelon. Guys, we've got a list. We are ready to go. We are in Coles. We are about to hit all the different aisles. I've even written what we're going to have for tea each evening this week. I love that Tuesday just says Eve. We're not having Eve for tea, obviously, but that means I think we're going to be eating out tomorrow, so let's go. If you were wondering the price of broccoli, which you probably were not, we're going to get some of this. Tom won't eat this. This is just for me. It's $1.90 for the big watermelon, or it was like $5 something for the cut up watermelon. I actually sort of want that for my breakfast tomorrow, but that's really big. Do they do like half sizes? Mini Toms are my favourite thing, guys. You just whack this whole thing in a thing of pasta. It's amazing. I don't know if we get them this small in England, but so good. Perfect for stir frying. Ran out of chai, it's time to buy some more. Ooh, sugar free. Yes, please. Nice. Guys, we actually haven't had a working fridge until now, so we've not been able to buy a full big milk. This is the cheapest one, I think, Tom, the Coles Own brand, and that is $4.50, which is probably around about the £3 mark. So for a UK comparison, I'm not too sure on the price of milk right now, but there you go. Obviously here though, it is done in litres, whereas at home I think this measurement would be in pints, and I think the biggest that you get at home is maybe, is it 6 pints of milk? The big one at home? Yes, guys, although we actually don't need big family size. Do they do a non-family size version? $10, quite a lot. Here we go, guys. Here's the slightly smaller sizes of the old El Paso boxes. Oh no, the enchiladas are still bloody massive. Great. Guys, we have pretty much completed the list. In fact, we've completed the entire list. I think we've got everything. So now we need to go to pay. It's going to be the moment of truth. It's quite expensive in here. Like, I mean, all the supermarkets are roughly the same price, but I mean, it's not the cheapest of the cheapest. It's just the nearest and the easiest. Tom's just getting some actual real meat from the meat section. Wasn't on the list. This is the thing when you come food shopping. It's so easy to add like things into the trolley that are not on the list, and that's when the price goes up. Here we go, guys. We've got the goods back in the flat, and I'm going to show you the receipt so you can see what we spent. Such frizzy hair right now. I did a workout at the gym and haven't showered yet, and all my baby hairs are baby hairing. But guys, I've got the goods. This is probably going to be like our main expenditure of the week in terms of like one transaction. This was a big shop. Like, this is a weekly shop, and we've actually only done one of these. Like, we managed to eke out our shop from the first week just because last week we did eat out quite a lot. So the total was $138, and I paid that on Monzo, and it was exactly £80 plus a couple of pence. I'll pop the transaction on screen. So when you consider that's between two of us, that would be £40 per person for about 8 days worth of food, I would say. But then also we did buy some bits and bobs that are not really like essentials that we wouldn't usually buy. For example, I needed shower gel, which I obviously don't buy every week. I needed hair bubbles, which were $5, which I wouldn't usually pay, but I just need them because I snapped my last bubble this morning, and now I've got a scrunchie in, but it doesn't hold my hair very well. Tom bought some like sausage meat to make sausage rolls with. He wants to do like some, is it baking? So those little bits add it up, and we wouldn't usually get them every single week. The most expensive thing that we bought, it was my corn, actually. Corn sausages and corn meatballs, both $7. That was the single most expensive item. So yeah, that kind of gives you a rough idea of the breakdown of the cost. There you go, you can see it at the bottom, $138. So that's the cost of the food shop. I'd say it's pretty average, £40 for a week's groceries, plus a load of random extras. Not the worst. It is day 2 of the challenge. As I mentioned, and as you may have seen in the weekly vlog, Eve is visiting today, so it's gonna be like the most eating out and drinks. Although I think actually all of the activities that we're gonna do probably gonna be free, so it's actually fairly affordable to come to Melbourne and not spend a lot unless you're eating and drinking. But the city centre itself, even the transport is free. Like the trams in Melbourne city centre don't cost anything, which I think is amazing, and like England would never. So that keeps the cost down. And then obviously when you're sightseeing, a lot of it is like outside, so you're not paying really. Even the museums, I mean, I don't think we're gonna do any museums today, but most of them, or a lot of them, are free as well. So I think it'll just be like dinner and drinks. But for me, when a friend is in the city, that is so worth it. To be honest, even if they're not, that is so worth it. But it'll be interesting to see what today's total spend is. Guys, I have just got in. It is the end of Tuesday, and I think I can safely say I'm probably not going to spend any more today because the rest of my evening looks like a shower, a hair wash, and a Netflix. So I'm gonna run you through what I've spent. So I actually don't think it was as much as it could have been because we didn't end up going out for drinks after dinner. I spent $15 at the bar that we went to. I don't think I actually filmed in there, but we went to a bar basically on the river. And then I spent $14 at the Terrace on a little flapjack and a brownie for Tom and I. The Terrace is a really gorgeous little cafe in the Botanical Gardens. $14 there, and then $64 at Bang Pop, which was the Thai restaurant we went to for dinner, and then $2 at 7-Eleven. So added up, that is 96. Why did that just take so long? But the dinner was for me and Tom, so actually if I take 32 off of that, so my total spend for Tuesday, which includes dinner out, a drink in a bar, but admittedly it was a soft drink, and also a little snack, was £36.94. Can you see that? That is the conversion. All things considered, I don't actually think that's too bad. That puts my weekly running total at this by the end of Tuesday, and I will pick you guys up tomorrow. Hello guys, spending update. Yesterday I didn't film anything, it was Wednesday, but the only thing I spent money on yesterday was the yoga class that I went to. This cost me $25 for a 1-hour class. That's about £13. It's quite a lot, but it's also, you know, you're paying city centre prices, and I don't have like a membership, but I personally think it was really worth it. Obviously it's like a luxury, I don't need to be doing yoga. And now it's Thursday and I've not spent anything today. I actually was gonna buy a Starbucks on the way home from work because I really fancied like one of their iced lemonade kind of drinks. Where I work don't really do anything like that, but as I was leaving work, the cafe provided me with like lunch and a drink, and I was like, well, I don't need to spend money because I've just got it for free from my shift, so that was a win. I actually think I filmed this on a particularly cheap week because I've not done loads, although I am going to include all of the weekend obviously. So yeah, I'll keep you updated with what I spent today, but I actually think today's spending could be zero. So guys, I am about to head to St Kilda, and I'm going to be taking my Mikey card because St Kilda is not in the free tram zone. So basically how these work, and I think it's a little bit behind the times to be honest, but you basically top this up similar to how you would an Oyster card for the London Underground. You can either do that on the app or at the tram stops, and then you like tap on and tap off. I really think that soon they're probably going to be changing this to just contactless payments because this is a bit of a faff. Like you can't tap on with your phone, you have to have a card, even if you're only visiting Melbourne for like a weekend, which is a little bit annoying, but got money on it, and I think it costs about $4 return. So let's go. It is Friday evening. This is potentially where I could spend the most money this week because we're going out for drinks. And it's not cheap to drink in Australia. I really think that, well, I was gonna say I think people probably think it is. I don't know. I don't know what people think is cheap and isn't cheap in Australia, but alcohol is something that shocked me because I definitely think that it's more expensive than it is in the UK, and it's more expensive than it was the last time I was here. We're gonna go out for a few. I can't lie, I don't think it puts people off drinking it, but it definitely isn't like affordable. Like some things are. Wine is really cheap here because obviously they like, I was gonna say grow it all themselves, like they distill it all themselves, so they don't have to import that. But everything else, I think because it's all imported, it's so expensive. So maybe I'm gonna have a few wine, maybe I'm gonna have a cocktail, I don't know. I'm gonna keep you updated. I've had 3 drinks. I don't know why I'm telling you this in here, it's really loud and they're playing a lot of music. My first drink was $19, my second drink was $17, and my third drink was $15, so they got progressively cheaper. It's really cool in here though, like I really like the vibe. It's quiet though for a Friday night, like the atmosphere is not really the one, but the vibe is nice. So last night's drinks total is on screen. This cocktail place wasn't particularly expensive or cheap, it was kind of just middle of the range. $20 for a cocktail is probably like £11. I feel like that's kind of what you pay for a cocktail. It is expensive if you actually look at what you're paying for, but like in the scheme of cocktails, not the worst. This was my Friday total. We're now going to move on to Saturday, and today's plan is a beach day and crazy golf. I'm not too sure really what that will cost. We have to get the train to this beach because it's like further out of the city. We're going to like Sandringham, so we have to get the metro, so that's going to be a different cost that we've not done yet. And then also crazy golf obviously won't be free, so I will update you. So we've just come to the train station before we go to the beach, and we could not resist Gloria Jean's coffee and toasty, so I spent $12.50 I've just spent here, so add that to the total. Okay guys, so we've got the Saturday roundup. I really didn't film very much. I basically try to keep my weekends without my camera usually. I really like to try and have a balance of like, I'm not filming every single day, because anybody that's daily vlogs probably knows how draining that can get, but also slipped back into that mode by accident. I just didn't really film very much, so that's okay because this video is quite long. Instead, I'm just gonna go through my actual spending. I topped up my Mikey card. I've already explained how this works, but basically you can't ride the trams without a Mikey card. That was $20. However, the 2 journeys that I did cost $4.60 each way, so that's $9.20 in total to get to Sandringham. I spent $15 on crazy golf, so I really filmed nothing here, but me, Tom's friend Joe, and Josh, who we met in the Whitsundays, who I've mentioned a lot. I think he's been in the vlogs. Went to do crazy golf yesterday afternoon. That was $15. And then we ate out and had dinner. That cost $38. So I had this coconut curry. It was amazing actually. It was so good. I also had a glass of wine, and I also ordered Josh a drink. So that was $38 added to the total. So that was my total spend for Saturday, and we're gonna get into the final day of this. I was gonna say challenge, it's literally not a challenge, it's kind of like a week in my life, but we're gonna get into Sunday, see what we spend. I definitely think the weekends is obviously where we're doing the most socializing and where like I'm going out the most, so that makes sense as to why I'm spending more like today and probably tomorrow as well. It doesn't have to be like that, and it doesn't happen like that every weekend, but it is Sunday now, and in true this video fashion, I told you I was going to film every day, so I'm back even though I didn't actually technically film anything yesterday. We are in Fitzroy today. I'm with Tom, he is here. This is a suburb we've actually not explored up until now, but we've heard nothing but good things. Apparently it's like a little bit hipster. From what I can gather, it's giving Shoreditch vibes, like if you were to compare it to London. But we are going for brunch with our friend Liv, so I will update you on what that costs. I don't know if this is a more expensive suburb, a cheaper suburb. I should say brunch, it's literally just lunch at this point. It's 1 PM. It's not brunch, is it, if it's after lunchtime? But yeah, we're gonna get that and I will tell you what it costs. This is the most ridiculous breakfast I've ever seen. There's a potential this could be more ridiculous than the last one.
I think we have a habit of this now.
We have a habit of finding breakfast that look like they've got a hair on them, but guys, it's candy floss. Honestly, I promise you, but it looks so good.
An ice cream cone and ice cream.
It's just amazing. I'm almost more excited by the Biscoff latte. Like, I'm blown away by this.
This could potentially be too much Biscoff, but we don't
No, there's no such thing. I don't think that's a real thing. Let's ignore the messy unmade bed at the side of me. We have reached Sunday evening, guys, which means that it is the end of the week. I've made a note on my phone of everything that I spent today and then just the total. You saw that we went for lunch. This is my breakdown of what lunch cost. It was amazing. Definitely not the cheapest, but oh my gosh, the food here was so good. I say this a lot, but something for me that I really like about traveling is trying the food. Like, this is a big thing. Obviously, like, Australian food isn't any different to English food, but just eating out generally and like finding nice brunch spots, nice cafes, nice restaurants, nice bars, like that is something I actually enjoy doing, and I also think it's a good way to get to know the place. So I do feel as though I probably spend quite a lot of money on eating out and drinking out, but that is a choice and it is also a luxury and a privilege, and I'm aware of that. I feel like I'm justifying myself. So that was $30. I then went to the gorgeous markets that you just saw in the last few clips, and I did buy a few bits. Some of them I can't show you because they're actually for Valentine's Day, but I actually spent $23 here. One of the purchases was for myself though. It's this really cute little sketchbook which I just love. It's so like homemade. It's literally drawn by hand. I then also bought these super cute little stickers for my laptop. I literally only bought these because we got chatting to the girl that worked on the stall and she was so lovely. I was like, right, I'm gonna buy from your sticker collection. So I spent $23 at the market, and then the tram on top of that cost $9.20. It's basically $4.60 to use the trams wherever you go, to use the trains wherever you go in Melbourne. Just tapping on is $4.60 and you can ride the entire network. That is my breakdown of the week, which puts my total, you know what, I'm gonna re-add this up, so I'm just gonna pop it on the screen. This is my total. I don't have the actual number because I haven't checked the maths and I actually think it's wrong. So I'll put the two numbers on screen. This is it in dollars and this is it in pounds. So yeah, this is what it works out at. I do know that this is quite a lot. I'm not gonna sit here and explain, like some weeks I'll spend more, some weeks I'll spend less. You guys know that, like no week is the same. I hope you guys have found this useful, found it helpful. Let me know if you have any questions. I don't really know. But yeah, I feel as though we've done a lot of like very good balanced activities. I feel as though this was a good week to film actually, which was a happy accident because a lot of these plans weren't plans on Monday. So I hope you have enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up if you have. Don't forget to subscribe down below, and if you fancy another video like this one where backpacking, like what I spend in a week traveling versus what I spent in the week living, that could also maybe be useful, so let me know. Other than that, I shall see you guys with my next video, which I actually think will be up on Thursday. Kind of want to do a little extra Valentine's Day upload this week just because it's also mine and Tom's anniversary. So it's actually our anniversary today. The day this video goes up, Tom and I have been together for 6 years. So I kind of want to film that separately. So I think that might be up on Thursday, but we shall see. Other than that, I'm gonna go subscribe so that you don't miss it, and I'll see you soon. Bye guys.